The other day, I had a long discussion with Sargon of Akkad about what's driving young men to report thoughts in the thought audit. And I thought it was a really fascinating conversation, but now I'm going to go through it just on my own. A lot of people criticized me because they said I talked too much and didn't let Sargon speak enough, so I'll do better next time. It is what it is. But let's talk about the thought audit, and let's talk about, I think it's silly, 100%. But let me read through this and then give you my more complicated and nuanced opinion. From Newsweek, what is thought audit? Viral campaign encourages right-wing incels to report internet sex workers to the IRS. No, it is not incels. What a stupid, stupid headline. Right-wing is also incorrect. I will say you're going to find many more right-wing individuals reporting these women, but this is pan-politics because there are people that I've seen who are centrist, moderate, and right-wing who are also thoughts, as people would call them, who are being targeted in this thought audit campaign, which is one of the reasons I actually disagree with doing this. First of all, look, when you target moderate, independent, centrist, and right-wing women who are online sex workers or strippers or whatever, it sounds like you just don't like women. And this seems to be a big part of what's going on, because the discussion I had with Sargon, he said, listen, you've got women who are exploiting young men for money, and they brag about it. Yes, some women do, but not all of them. There are some women who believe in free speech, who believe in, liberal democracy, due process, and all of these good things, who are good, smart, and interesting people who go online and show off skin in exchange for money. And hey, man, I'm for freedom, right? I'm not a laissez-faire free market guy, right? As I explained in many of my videos, I just believe that for the most part, it should be for the most part, the overwhelming majority, you should be allowed to do what you want. Look, I believe drugs should be legal. Okay, weed should be legal. I believe basically every drug should be legal, because then you can actually get people help. Right now, people are scared when they take drugs to go to the hospital because they can get in trouble for it. Now, that's silly. If somebody wants to put something in their body, by all means, you're free to do so. If a woman wants to go on camera and show some skin, and a man wants to give her money, by all means, go ahead and do so. I don't like the fact that there are good people who believe in freedom and democracy and due process who are being targeted in this. Granted, there are a lot of silly women who are on the far left, and a lot of people on the left are defending them. But let's read the story, and it looks like Newsweek's going to be really biased on this one. They say online sex workers have attacked a campaign by men's rights activists and right-wing incels that seek to report them to the authorities for failing to declare income. The campaign rose to prominence thanks to Thought Audit hashtag. Thought is slang term that stands for that hoe over there, and I like how they censored the word hoe. Come on. The hashtag began trending on Sunday when Roosh V, I don't know how to pronounce his actual name, started promoting it on Twitter, even though the campaign appears to have begun on Facebook by one David Wu. Wu initially suggested that netizens should report alleged tax dodgers who earn money by performing sex work on camera or via Snapchat. Roosh V, an American blogger and self-proclaimed pickup artist, told online sex workers that all of their income generated online was taxable and that failing to report it was a felony. I don't believe it is a felony necessarily, but it is taxable. Now let's talk about tax. Let's talk about thought audit. First of all, what these women do is not too dissimilar to what I do in my line of work. We are both individuals online with PayPal accounts who produce content in exchange for money from you, the viewer, in various capacities. Now, I don't do sex-related things. I do politics, and I talk about issues. So there is a difference, albeit in terms of revenue stream, it's relatively similar. When I first started doing this work, people were giving me money online without me prompting them to do so sometimes. So I would do a live stream and say, if you like what I do, please donate, okay? There is a difference between a gift and me encouraging people to donate when I do a live stream. I wondered, is it possible that the money coming to me is a gift because people don't get anything in return? And I asked a tax professional who said, no, they are getting something in return. There is what's called consideration. That means they watch my live stream, they give me money because they want me to keep live streaming even though I'm not barring them from watching my content if they don't pay. They are still paying in exchange for me doing some kind of thing. Now, if I said, the money you give me will never go towards my work and I will use it for whatever I damn well please, there's an argument, but you'd still probably lose. A lot of these women doing this believe they're receiving gifts and donations when people just donate to them. That's not true. However, many of them are probably paying their taxes. One of the biggest problems with Thought Audit, and why it makes no sense, is that when you get money on PayPal, If you make at least 20,000, PayPal sends that information to the IRS. Google sends your information to the IRS no matter what. And I think Patreon might as well. Sure, there may be some thoughts who are making less than 20,000 a year who are then not reporting income because they don't know better, but I assure you, the IRS probably does not care if some woman makes $19,999 and fails to report it. You're going to send them a screenshot. You're going to send them their name, and they're going to be like, are we really going to allocate resources to tracking down these random users? Probably not. The IRS audits people who make substantially more money because it's more efficient. So yes, this may impact some women, but I'll tell you what the worst case scenario will be. Are they going to go to jail? Absolutely not. Is it a felony? No, it's not. If you try to evade paying taxes willfully and knowingly, sure, but guess what? Is the IRS going to try and prove that the woman who made less than 20 grand was trying to evade paying taxes? No. You're going to get a letter in the mail a year later saying, hey, by the way, you owe us this amount of money. That's it. And then these women will go online and say, hey, to all the guys who pay them, I have this tax bill, I need help paying it. And then guys will give them money to pay the tax bill. Plain and simple. Nothing's going to happen. People don't seem to realize that they're saying these women aren't reporting their income. If they're making a living off of it, at least more than 20K, their income gets automatically reported. And if they don't pay it, they just get a letter in the mail saying you have to pay it. That's it. That's all that happens. There's a lot of people claiming, the IRS has called me now. Fake news, fake tweets. The IRS never calls you. You get a letter. It tells you to mail it to their specific IRS office. You never have to worry. Those are scams, okay? Well, let's keep reading. I'm not going to read through the Roosh tweets because I think most of you understand. Men are aggressively organizing to report all thoughts. I don't blame them. These girls are getting a free ride via beta bucks in a broken sexual marketplace that is rigged in favor of the females. Listen, if you want to call it rigged in favor of females, you have to recognize that men are paying for it. The guys are getting what they want. You can't call it rigged if one person voluntarily agrees to give money in exchange for something from the woman. If the woman claimed she would show skin, took the money, and then didn't, that would be fraud. But I think there's a lot of people who are upset about how things have changed in society and how women do have it easy when they go online and they can just get money because they're attractive. Sure, that's life. You know, when I hear people complain about it and they want to report this, I'm like, dude, you're complaining about female privilege right now. Like, you literally are complaining about female privilege. Because women are attractive and older guys want to give them money, you're upset? Well, that's just life, man. Figure it out. Life's not fair. It will never be. When I see women, complaining that men are holding them down, I'm like, dude, this is the way the world is. Obviously, we should change things for sure. But this, to me, seems like emotional, symbolic activism. What I mean by that is, this is individuals who are upset with how the world is, so they're targeting people because these people, they're a symbol of what they feel is wrong with their world. Okay? I don't, that's not my ideology. I don't believe that's the way you should respond to these things. If a woman wants to go online and wear low-cut tops and show off her body for money, okay. If a guy wants to give her money, by all means. That's free trade, man. Like, I think sex work should be legal. I believe in the freedom of the individuals to engage in whatever. Look, like I said earlier, man, if you want the freedom to go shoot up and do whatever drugs you want, I don't think that should be illegal. I don't. I think we can set up systems for helping people who do this and try and get them to stop it, locking them up, making it illegal. And then here's what we have. Roosh V, this one that really bothers me, okay? He said, Brittany Venti, who has received over $50,000 this year from online beta males, has locked her account because she's scared of being reported to the IRS. It doesn't look like she intended to report the income. She doesn't have to report the income. PayPal automatically reports the income. Twitch, whatever service you're using, sends a letter to the IRS, and it's for a few reasons, okay? When you have a business and you have business expenses or money you bring in isn't yours, you report it to the IRS. So the IRS asks PayPal, hey, you brought in, this account brought in $10,000. You're claiming it's not your income. They say, right, it was a transfer. The money that came to our account was owned by this individual and transferred. Now, granted, PayPal is a different kind of thing. I don't think they have to do that necessarily because the government understands how that works. But when, for instance, I bring in money when I'm given a front from a production company to say, here's X amount of dollars in your bank account, deposited to you. It gets reported to the IRS because it's over a certain amount. I then say that money that came in was actually production costs, and I report it and explain where it went. This is what happens when someone makes more than $20,000 on PayPal. Brittany Venti didn't lock her account because she's scared of being reported to the IRS. Her income is already reported to the IRS. So let's just, we'll skip down through all this. Oh, yeah. Jules, this guy, they call him the mustache. He said, "It's blowing my entire mind that the same exact people who think Trump is a genius for hiding his tax returns are desperately reporting cam girls to the IRS for allegedly not paying enough in taxes. Maybe it's more about hating women and not actually about taxes." Yes, I actually agree with Jules. I actually know Jules, by the way. We've actually done work together at Discovery, and I completely disagree with like 99% of what he posts. I think he's a bit bombastic here. I don't know why he's dragging Trump into it, but I do think a lot of the people, I wouldn't say they necessarily hate women, right? They frame it as incels and all that stuff. Yeah, sure, I'm sure some misogynists and incels are getting in on it, but it's not just that. As Sargon mentioned in the video we did, the gamers who had their space, had their community, it's now being invaded by women who are just doing this low-brow, low-quality exploitative content, right? But look, man, I think, I'm going to say it. Look, if you're dumb enough to give a woman money because she's showing her skin off, she deserves your money. Plain and simple. Disagree with me, whatever. It's true. Be a man, grow up, take responsibility, and you can recognize that there are beta males who are giving out this money and women benefit from it. And that's the way the world has always been. They called it the world's oldest profession for a reason. So, look, I empathize with those that are angry with the thoughts who invade their space. I do. But there are a lot of good women. There are a lot of women who do sex work. They're legally entitled to do it. It is their freedom to do as they so choose. And the men who want to buy it, it's their freedom to buy it if they want. Plain and simple. It's two consenting adults exchanging money of their own volition. And I also think it's symbolic, like I said. Anyway, I'm done. I don't know if you guys watch my channel frequently, but for those who do, you're going to understand the joke I'm about to make. I'm going to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll see you guys tomorrow.